Good evening and welcome to the next episode of the Lone Star Acoustic Series. I'm always excited to have this gentleman in. Our guest tonight, known him for years now, and I still remember when I first met you at the Rustic in Houston. You performed, you just kind of grabbed the guitar from Jake Bush and took the stage, and it's been all uphill since then. You've been a busy man. We're here this evening in support of your next EP coming out this Friday. Yeah. Let's dive right in. Hayden Baker is here, man. Talk about this one.
Yeah, man. It's called. First of all, thanks for having me again, Keegan. It's always a pleasure, always a blast. Yeah, this is my first project since the 2020 album Against the Grain. So it's been a little under 3 years. And as you know, I've been doing a lot of writing since then. I was, had the publishing deal with Ronnie in Nashville and all that kind of stuff, and really focusing on that side of the craft. And I knew that when I got the songs together that I wanted, I was going to make a big follow-up record, big old thing. But over the past year or so, I kind of had this idea, a little concept idea for an EP called Growing Pains. That would be the little stepping stone from my, first full-length album, Against the Grain, to this next big boy. And this would be kind of like, this is the growth period. These are songs that kind of talk about this time of life I've been living in with, the pains of becoming an adult and, trying to run your own business and all that kind of stuff.
Growing a brand. Graduating, all these things.
All those things. And we found 5 songs that fit the bill for that fit that concept. And we've been putting out singles from it, the past 6 to 8 months. And it comes out, this Friday.
Okay, so that kind of leads me to that question about the release aspect of it. So we've seen some of what's coming on Friday.
You've seen 4 of them, yeah. So when it comes out Friday, it's just going to be one new song. They'll all just be kind of grouped in together, and that's just to try to take advantage of the algorithms and streaming and get on the playlist and that. Yeah, exactly. But the first one we put out was At Least I'm Here back in August of last year, and that's kind of a positive look at for me, it was becoming an adult and realizing, life sucks sometimes, a lot of the times. And it's all about perspective. It's all about how you view the things that are going on in your life. And I choose to go, it could be worse. I could be dead. At least I'm here. Let's party. That's that song.
Now, going back, because we helped you celebrate that release back in August of last year. I didn't realize it had been so long since I've seen you. How time flies. Along those same lines, you talked about Against the Grain. There's the album cover. And then, of course, the first one, Born in the Wrong Generation. I've said that 10 times correctly prior to you coming in. But
I look so mad in all my cover arts. So angry. I'm going to make sure to smile for the next one.
There you go. But I wanted to ask, along these lines and this evolution that you're also talking about, Growing Pains, the title of the EP coming out on Friday. Yeah. Has any of your approach to studio recording stuff changed since your first album in 2018?
100%. In fact, when we're filming this, and actually when this comes out, I'm in the process of recording the next full-length album, the big one I've been talking about. And we've been up at Rosewood and Tyler, and I on Against the Grain and on the Growing Pains EP, I didn't play all of the guitar parts. Bryce Clark, Aaron Watson's guitar player, he took care of a lot of the some of the acoustic stuff, baritone, just real textural kind of things, and I would come in with the telly and just play all the too fast things and all that kind of stuff. But for this album that we're doing right now, I wanted to, in light of growing and all that kind of stuff, I wanted to grow as a studio musician and kind of jump in head first and dive into making sure all of the guitar parts were me, and figure out how to do that kind of thing.
All the guitar parts.
So on this album that we're doing, we just at the time of filming this, we've done 4 songs already. I played 9 guitars, I think.
No kidding.
I played the telly, like
your
favorite, the typical, the go-to, Hayden Baker sound. Did some Strat stuff. Played a Gibson SG on some parts.
I love those. I love those. Absolutely.
I played it's a hollow body. It's a Heritage is the brand, but it's kind of like a Gretsch style thing with a Bigsby in there, and played that kind of style. Played baritone. I played 2 different acoustics. I played a nylon string acoustic, and I played a high strung acoustic, which is like the high strings of a 12 string.
Huh.
So 9 guitars.
You say, okay, I got to ask, and this may be a little deep for some people. What is a baritone guitar? I don't know what that is.
So baritone is... I
know what a baritone singer is.
Right. Well, it's kind of the same thing. It's in between the frequency of the strings or whatever is between like a normal guitar and a bass. It sits in the middle there.
Okay.
So it just kind of gives you like a lower, just throatier, deeper sounding thing. What I used it on, there's a song that's on this album it's the shred, working man blues type song, and I used the baritone to play the same exact part that my guitar played, the lead guitar played, but just an octave lower, and you just kind of mix it underneath it, so it just gives it a little bit more oomph.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, I get it. I just is it built any different than like your Telecaster or even that SG?
Yeah, it's the neck is a lot longer and the strings are thicker.
They're
a lot thicker, because you got to tune them way lower. Mm-hmm.
And while we're talking about guitars, hanging out, chatting with Hayden Baker, Growing Pains comes out this Friday. We're helping talk and celebrate this latest EP from this artist. But we're talking guitars like we always do.
Always.
Have you added, last time we chatted back via Zoom in August, you had just set up your home studio kind of a workspace area, and there were a bunch of guitars on the wall. Have you added any to that collection?
I have. Not a lot since then. I think the only one that I've added I actually have here, it's an acoustic. It's an Eastman. It's one of their OM models, and it sings. My rhythm player, Jason Evard, picked it up. He picked a couple Eastmans up last year, and my Martin that I've been playing at shows, my acoustic that I've been playing at shows, was having some issues. The neck was kind of coming unglued from the body from getting overheated and stuff. So I was like, that's not good. And it's a really nice guitar. So my tech was working on it, and I played this Jason's Eastman at one of our shows, and I was like, oh my goodness, this thing plays like a electric guitar, and it had a quality to it. And I was like, you're going to let me buy this? And he was like, no. I was like, come on. And we like argued for months over it. And then when I got my Martin back, my tech was like, hey, I would highly recommend not letting this thing get overheated again. And I was like, okay, so that guitar stays home now.
Okay.
So I was like, so Jason, I need a new Rode acoustic. So either you sell me that or I'm going to go buy another one that I don't like as much, and I'm going to be really sad. So he sold me this. He sold me this Eastman, and man, I thoroughly enjoy playing it.
Along those lines, when it comes to a guitar that you enjoy, and this isn't on the questions or anything, but that's where the conversation has gone this evening.
Oh yeah,
with Hayden Baker.
You never know where it's going to go.
What do you look for when it comes to the feel? Is it a combination of feel and sound, or because you can? I know you can change and get thicker or thinner strings depending on the guitar, but what is it? What is the most important aspect you look for in choosing a new guitar?
For me, lately, it's been how comfortable the neck is, especially with my tellies that I play, because I beat the hell out of those Telecasters when I play them. I play really hard. And for my left hand, it's got to be smooth. I've tried bigger necks and like higher frets, and then I've started to realize that I don't really like those old baseball bat style necks because I don't have very big hands. So I've kind of downgraded the size a little bit, but it's definitely playability for me. And then like you said, going back to talking about if I've changed methods in the studio, I've got a plethora of amps and guitars and pedals and everything.
You did the pedal board demonstration for us in here a couple of years back. Right.
So I've got a lot of sounds at my disposal, and I'm a nerd for guitar tone. Like one of the main reasons I gravitate towards Paisley's playing so much is his tone is just impeccable, and I know he puts a lot of thought into it. And I have always done the same when it comes to my studio work. And we were talking about where the sound comes from and everything. And like when you first start playing guitar, it's like, oh, I've got to get a really nice guitar. and I'm going to sound great. Well, it's like, no, actually the amp's a little bit more important. That provides a lot of the sound. And then obviously the way you play it. But we went into this tracking session this week, and I was like, guys, I want to get super creative with how we're going to mic the amp and how we're going to mix it and everything. And I really want this guitar sound to just punch you in the face and cut through. And what we did was so cool. We had like 2 mics on my speaker cabinet. We had a couple of room mics in the room, and we even put a condenser mic right up next to my picking hand, so it would pick up the pick attacking the strings on an electric guitar. And we had like 6 mics for one take, all blended in. And I'd listened to the rough mix on the way home the other day, and it's the best guitar tone I've ever had. And that's because of the mics.
Well, because being a little bit of a mic nerd myself, I really curious to find out. We're not going to do it in this video. I'll ask him offset, but because there is a distance aspect when it comes to certain microphones and what can create an echo of sorts, so to speak, in kind of layman's terms. But to be able to position the mics properly to where they get that sound that you're looking for without the sound you're not looking for.
Exactly.
Is huge.
It's huge. And we really tapped into something special. And we have a show this weekend, and typically I would, bring my amps and everything with me. But since we're going back next week to track 4 more songs, I was like, leave everything where it's at.
Don't touch it.
Don't move it. I'm going to use another amp at the show this weekend. I love what we got here. Don't move it.
Yeah.
So
I wanted, while we're kind of nerding out, guys, tonight with Hayden Baker. We do that from time to time. So,
we do that.
Y'all be sure.
We get back to the EP. That's what we're here for.
We will. Hold on. Time out.
Talking about the next record.
I wanted to talk a second about, because we're talking about all these technical aspects that have gone in to these songs that you've released over the last few months, and this new album that's coming later this year with new songs that you told me kind of offset.
Yeah.
That you're going to start releasing as soon as September, which is right around the corner.
Yeah.
But along those microphone placement comments and conversation, you got your epic pedal board.
Yeah.
And layering that to create, this goes more into the sound aspect of what you're looking for, but talk a little bit about how you pick what effects you put in, and how, because you are constantly, I've seen you live more than a couple of times, and you're kicking those pedals
I'm
on
tap
and
dancing
off the whole time.
I'm tap dancing. I'm doing it more now. I mean, you should see my board now.
Is it bigger?
It's not bigger, but it's very efficient. There's a lot. There's like 14 pedals on there, and I even have my live rig. I got Leaf Custom Cases built me an amp case for my Dr. Z amp heads. And I have 2 of them in there, and Jason Nevard, my rhythm player, like rigged it all up in there and wired it all up to where it runs out to my speaker cabinet, which is either off stage or at the back of the stage or whatever. And we got 2 mics on the cabinet, and then I've got a loom that runs to my pedal board, and I can switch between those amp heads if I want to with a switcher. And then I've got overdrives and compressor and delays,
just
and
all that other
all
stuff,
the effectual noise stuff. And then I also have an AB switch on there because we run wireless where I can when I go to my acoustic, I just keep the same wireless pack, and I can hit that switch, and I'm on my acoustic channel because my DI is also in that rack, and it's just millions of cables running in there. So it's very efficient now. And I've got I have a good relationship with Brian Wampler of Wampler Pedals. Who is he's my favorite pedal builder out there, and he sends us some stuff, and I get to try out some of his new things. And I think I have 8 Wampler pedals on my board.
Wow!
But he's got some great stuff, man. These new ones, he's come out with a delay pedal that's got like 11 different types of delays in one, and you can save presets and tap tempo, which I know you can do with a lot of the like modeler, spaceship looking pedals that come out today. But I like analog stuff. I'm old school, and he has a good aesthetic with his pedals. I like that way he does it.
What was it? The big one that came out, 15 years ago was the Digitech. I don't know if you ever saw one of those.
Oh, yeah.
But I've got one of those. But it for somebody on the fly, for something like what you do, I don't see it being very efficient at all, because you got to, select everything and tap-a-roo kind of a thing.
Yeah, and I would get confused
Yeah,
I like it being real plain, and I was like, okay, this blue one is the overdrive that I'm going to use for this certain song. I'm going to click the blue one, But yeah, I've been definitely experimenting with a lot more sounds. Like I said, I've played 9 different guitars in the studio, whereas in the past I would just bring my telly, bring my amp, and get that one tone that I always have. But now it's like, all right, we need to do some darker stuff for like the rhythm in the chorus, or let's do like a phaser effect with a Stratocaster on the neck pickup and just do an open chord and like let that ring out, just all these different things. So I'm learning a lot in that aspect.
There are growing pains going on.
Oh yeah, there are. There's a lot of it. Yeah, man. Concept EP.
Chatting with Hayden Baker this evening. The new EP comes out on Friday, which is Growing Pains. I'm sure you guys have picked up on that. A couple of last minute questions. This, of course, the Lone Star Acoustic Series right here on Made in Texas Radio. Are there any tracks on, well, I mean, we've already heard a good portion of this EP. Were there any in your mind that really stood out that you were really excited to get out?
Yeah, there's 2 of them. One of them is the one that just came out, obviously. If I Get There Before You was written for my grandpa who passed away last February. He was very special to me. We were very close. Yeah. He was a big fan of the music, and I was in Nashville the week that we found out he wasn't going to make it. It was a very weird week. It was when the article came out in Billboard for like the publishing company with Ronnie I signed with. So it was like the highest of highs and the lowest of lows, like in the same week. Yeah. And I had a write scheduled with Trent Willman that week. And I said, you know what, I'm going to stay up here and finish that right, and then I'll come down and, try to be with him for his last moments. And I told Trent what was going on. I said, I'd like to write a song for him if that's okay. And he said, yeah, I actually lost my father recently, so I'm in a similar headspace. What were you thinking? And I had this idea, If I Get There Before You. And it's like what I envisioned he would say to my grandma if he could have before he passed. Like, don't worry about me. Like if I go, I'm going to have plenty to do up there because I've got to find a patch of land like we have in East Texas, and I got to get it ready for you and the family when they get there. Like that's just kind of the guy. He was a provider. He wanted to got it done. He got it done. He wanted to create an environment that the family could enjoy. So that song was very special, and obviously the music video came out a couple weeks ago, and we filmed it up at the farm, and there's a lot of special things in there. And then the other song that I'm very excited about is the one that's not out yet. It comes out with the EP on Friday. It's called Midnight Drive, and it's track 1 on the EP, and it pretty much encompasses the whole Growing Pains concept. It's for me personally, in these last few years, when I got out of college and got into the real world, and when stuff would start to stress me out, it's usually at midnight for whatever reason around that time. My method is to remedy that is to hop in the truck and just go for a drive until stuff starts to make sense. So that's kind of where that idea stemmed from. And my favorite line in the song is in the chorus. It's, I don't know where I'm going. I just hope I'm getting somewhere. And that it's kind of like I'm going for a midnight drive to figure my life out. And there's some driving metaphors in the second verse, like with every road I travel and every corner I turn, it's like there's always a fork in the gravel and another lesson to learn. It's like every time I feel like I've turned a corner in life, it's like there's something else some hurdle I got to jump, or some kind of thing I got to figure out.
I appreciate you stopping yourself right there. I saw where you were going.
No, yeah. But that song is really, really special, and it's a really cool style of a song. It feels very nostalgic. It's very like, Tom Petty kind of sounding. It's a different song than anything I've done. I'm excited for that one to come out.
How about this next? You told me before we clicked record on everything that you've been spending a lot of time in Nashville. You've talked a lot this evening about your studio time and writing and in depth about the guitar work and the different aspects for the pending album with the new music coming out in September. Are there any tracks on that one that really stand out in your mind that I'm really excited for people to hear this one?
All of them.
All of them. Okay.
All of them are. It's going to be really special. I'm very excited for this. The Growing Pains is like, these were the songs that fit this concept, And then this album is like, these are the best things I have to offer, like as far as a songwriter goes. And they all hit different kinds of different styles for me. There's a song that's like if AC/DC played country. It is shit kicking like it, and I get to shred on it. And then there's a song that's like it's gonna be crying steel piano, just George Jones sad country, where I got to show off the vocal that I've been really, really, really grinding on my singing, like I always have. That never came naturally for me. The guitar did a little bit more so, and the vocals I really have had to work at, and I still do every day. And it was really cool when we were in tracking the other day. I was tracking vocals, and it used to take me 10 or 15 takes to get something worth a damn. And it was like 2 or 3 takes a song, and we're like, oh, we've got it. And my longtime producer Travis was like, what have you been doing? Like, who are you? Like, who taught the guitar player how to sing? So I'm thoroughly excited for a bunch of them. There's a song on there that I wrote with Ronnie that's going to make the record, and that's going to be really cool. And yeah, there's hopefully going to be a few more surprises on that one too.
All right, you talked about it there for a second. You hinted at your property, your family's property out in Deep East, Texas. Mm-hmm. You're associated with a bourbon whiskey brand now. Talk a little bit about that. Yeah,
so MKT Distillery in Katy, where I grew up. Oh yeah, hometown. I was playing a show. There was a benefit out there back in 2021, and they approached me about doing a whiskey together. And I said, "Oh, no brainer, let's do it." And we got to talking about how we were going to make it, and they were asking what kind of water I wanted to use, and I'm like, I don't know. What do you mean?
Wet water?
Wet water. I didn't know that the different types of water gave a different taste. And they mentioned like, well, you could do distilled, tap, reverse osmosis.
The list goes on.
And then they brought up well water, and I was like, do a lot of people use well water? And they go, no, because not a lot of people have access to it. And I went, I actually do. My grandparents have a ranch in East Texas. I can probably get that. And they're like, oh, that would be really cool. So went and got a couple like 10-gallon jugs of it, brought it down, and we made the whiskey with that, and it really makes a difference. It really does add a different character to it. And yeah, it came out in early 2022, and the first barrel is officially sold out. It's a few hundred bottles. We've been in every Total Wine location in Houston, the Houston area. I know it's in Katy and I think like Spring and everything. So when we're getting ready to start making the second barrel. Okay.
Well, that's where my next question was going to be. Is there going to be a Hayden Baker Select?
We're talking about like revamping the the bottle design, because the original
the bottle design is huge.
The original one was me, I think, wearing this same outfit. The picture of me, it was one of my grad pictures from A&M. I had the telly like on my shoulder outside of the Dixie Chicken. Okay. That was the picture that was on it, and we named it Against the Grain Bourbon after my album that was out at the time. But it was like, maybe we should come up with something like a little bit sleeker, so it's not this, dude with his hair flapping in the wind, like
you did have longer hair
on the on the shelves at a liquor store. I got to understand my my target audience here, my target market a little bit better.
Expanding the brand impact there, aren't you?
Exactly.
Good for you. Good for you. Speaking of live shows, you've got a big deal coming up next month. You are headlining the Texas Best Music Fest.
Yes, sir. Yeah, this is our second year in a row headlining this event, and it's fifth or sixth time playing it. It's Bill and Kim Nash, who are longtime family friends, and they have had a number of successes in the music industry in Nashville and all over. Wonderful people, and they do this festival every year that supports a great cause, Champions Kids Camp, which it gives kids a chance that have gone through some sort of trauma.
I read on their website.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. And they come out and they host them at this camp, and they talk about Jesus. I had the honor to speak at it one year and give my testimony, which was beautiful. But yes, this festival it's a fundraiser for that. Mm-hmm. And Bill and Kim and their son Jimmy play every year, and they're super talented. Bill, I don't think anybody can hold a note as long as Bill Nash can. It's unbelievable.
He got the lungs. And he has got
the breath power, man. But they're gonna play a set. Mary Sarah, who is a very talented female artist, she's up in Nashville doing her thing. Another powerful voice. She's gonna be playing as well, and then we will cap off the night. And then at the end, everybody's just going to get up on stage and just do a jam for about 30 minutes of some classic songs. It's going to be really fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's a cool deal, man. What's the date on that? I know it's next month.
It's on a Sunday. It's June the 11th over at Moe's Place.
Moe's Place in Katy,
right. And it's kind of an afternoon. I don't know exactly what time it starts off the top of my head, but I know it's like a kind of like a noon to 7 window, I think, because it's on a Sunday.
We'll make sure all of that is tagged and posted wherever you find this video for you guys watching on YouTube, Facebook Live, Twitter, all those good places. Hayden Baker, our guest this evening. Last question before we transition and you perform some songs for us this evening and make some music videos for you. What's your favorite dinosaur?
Dinosaur? Man, those velociraptors are kind of cool.
Okay.
They're fast. They're fast. I don't know. Every time I watch the Jurassic movies, those seem to be the main character dinosaurs, is those velociraptors running around tearing shit up.
Did they...
and the T-Rex, obviously.
Did they... Because in the very first movie, they were definitely the antagonist of the movies. But in these last ones with Chris Pratt, they took that narrative of those animals and turned them in kind of...
allies,
almost an
right?
Anti-hero?
Yeah. I like those guys. They're interesting.
Okay.
It's a good question. I haven't thought about that in a long time. I used to love dinosaurs when I was a kid. I was like Ross Geller on Friends.
Interesting. All right. He's gonna perform some music for you guys. This is the Lone Star Acoustic Series right here on Made in Texas Radio.
This one's called At Least I'm Here. I'm a fool, yeah, and she's long gone. And now my life's just a mirror to the lyrics of a country song. If you're wondering about how I've been ever since she tore out that drive, well, I'm hanging tough, holding up lucky just to be alive. So I'm tying on a high and lonesome till I ain't feeling no pain. I'm gonna park my butt on this old bar stool till they drag my ass away. Hard times call for harder liquor in a honky-tonk atmosphere. I might be heartbroken, but at least I'm here. Well, it's been hell, oh, but it could be worse. Could be 6 feet deep underneath this Texas dirt. But I'm above ground, gonna have another round shooting down anything you wanna pour. I ain't stopping till they chain that lock on them swinging doors. Cause I'm tying on a high and lonesome till I ain't feeling no pain. I'm gonna park my butt on this old bar stool until they drag my ass away. Hard times call for harder liquor in a honky-tonk atmosphere. I might be heartbroken, but at least I'm here where the river of the cold beer flows. Blues a little brighter with a neon glow. Hard times they call for harder liquor in a honky-tonk atmosphere. I might be heartbroken, but at least I'm here. I might be heartbroken, but at least I'm here. This one's called Just Talking. There's a heart by my name in her phone. We sure ain't been sleeping alone. Oh, but she's telling everyone that we're just talking. You'd swear it was love in her eyes if you could see the way she looks into mine. Like me, you'd be wondering why we're just talking. Everybody's asking questions, I don't know what to tell them. I'm confused as can be. I just want to make her mine, but she won't make up her mind about me. I met her friend just the other day. They said they never seen her smile this way, but I heard her tell them as I walked away that we're just talking. Everybody's asking questions, I don't know what to tell them. I'm confused as can be. I just want to make her mine, but she won't make up her mind about me. Don't know how long I can walk this line. Well, it's driving me out of my mind. I'm getting sick and tired of just talking. Nah, baby, I don't want to waste my time. Well, just talking. This is called Midnight Drive. Two-lane highway, windows down, 1,000 miles from nowhere, fading in and out. No destination, just racing them yellow lines, playing the part of a heartbroken gypsy tonight. That's right. On a midnight drive down a winding road with a heavy load, clearing my mind. Healing this weary soul, and I don't know where I'm going, just hoping I'm getting somewhere. Maybe these moonlit mile marker signs will get me there. On a midnight drive. Every road I travel, and every corner I turn, it's like there's always a fork in the gravel and another lesson to learn. Well, trying to find your place in this world can make you lose your mind. So tonight I'm putting this pedal down and praying God steers me right on a midnight drive down a winding road with a heavy load clearing my mind. Yeah, healing this weary soul. And I don't know where I'm going, just hoping I'm getting somewhere. Maybe these moonlit mile marker signs will get me there on a midnight drive. Road with a heavy load clearing my mind, healing this weary soul on a midnight drive down a winding road with a heavy load clearing my mind. Well, healing this weary soul. Yeah, I don't know where I'm going, just hoping I'm getting somewhere. Well, maybe these moonlit mile marker signs get me there on a midnight drive. Oh, a midnight drive. Oh.
That wraps up tonight's episode of the Lone Star Acoustic Series right here on Made in Texas Radio. Hayden Baker has been my guest. Growing Pains is out this Friday, and you got live shows all weekend long.
All year long, baby. We're going.
He's going and blowing, man. We are proud supporters of Hayden Baker. You'll find him online and across social media. Get out there and see some live music, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. Appreciate it.
That's it. Y'all have a great night. This is Made in Texas.